Okay. We should be able to start now. I hope all the new setup is not going to be too cursed, and let's see how it looks. Okay. Is it big enough? Yeah, I think it's fine. So let's start, and the way we're not going to be going like nation by nation this time. This time we're going to have a roulette, which has a name of every nation, and I think some of the nations that are not. Oh, what's that? Is it? No, it's not lagging. There's, I think the Netherlands and Ottomans are no longer played, but let's just have a look at them for fun. And there's some additional things that might move a nation up or down the tier list, because you know the tier list is actually is not based only on the how do you say it, like the absolute level of the nation, how much power it has, how much economy it has, but also like includes how like its position comparatively to its start. And of course the tier list remains entirely 100% objective and is the like ranking of your position as a like player in life, basically. So let's start. Okay, so that was unexpected. This basically means that the previous nation would go down a tier, but there is no previous nation, so luckily someone is spared the fate of going down a tier. And this time we get Spain. So let's look at Spain. I don't believe they have done anything in regards to like the map. They started colonizing in Zanzibar, which I don't recognize to be super important when it comes to resources, but well, always some cash crops and so on. Is it the same state? Lindy. No, it's just the coast. But Lindy here does seem to have some iron, some coal. Probably eventually something like rubber is going to be. I'm not sure. Is rubber in Africa? I think so. I'm not exactly certain where you can find it in the wiki. Hey, someone subscribed with the Prime, which means you're taking money from Amazon. Thank you for that. And I do not think Spain actually stayed in the French market, which is interesting because it was started by an AI, but also makes a lot of sense because French market, at least, yeah, actually it still looks to be very, very good for smaller building up nations. Let's see their political situation. Rivalry with Mexico. They're bankrolling Morocco and they have protectorate there. Probably to get them. I'm not sure. I guess they can get an obligation for this. But oh, yeah, it's. Do you even play Victoria Freaky? But yeah, thanks for that. I'm not. Can you use an obligation to move a protectorate into a puppet? I'm actually not sure, but maybe that's what they're doing. How much are they spending on this? 3k. It's not too much, but I wonder why are they doing this. Maybe it's something AI done and they just yeah. Well, I think it would be worth it to stay for like at least the next month, because there's been a big hotfix patch, but I think there's still some stuff to fix after the newest change. It is kind of fun, but yeah, there are issues. Not sure how many after the hotfix, but it was pretty rough. Right now they are actually spending a lot of money on. Oh yeah, you can actually do, but it's. Oh, so you can either give the obligation or you can just use the obligation. Okay. But I don't think would change because the like annex subject stuff is diplomatic demand, so I don't think having an obligation changes that. Where's reduce autonomy? It does. No, the obligation does help. It helps with the diplomatic actions, I suppose, but I'm not sure what they even would want to do on Morocco. But anyways, they are keeping taxes on a low level. They don't have too many radicals nor loyalists. Hey! Yeah, so with another subscription from Prime, thanks Simon, which means right now the this Twitch account made more money than in the last like 2 years. Yeah, so thanks for that. And they are spending a lot on military wages, despite not being even close to wars. They are keeping minimum taxes and minimum government wages. I wonder what's about their prestige. I guess they are afraid of being reduced below to a minor power. Well, it would go down, but they don't really have to be spending that much. And they could save a good amount of money on this. So I am not sure why they're keeping their wages so high and taxes so low. They are not in debt, they have like a healthy amount of money and a healthy deficit, but that means that you could definitely get more construction sectors. They have 25 and yeah, they definitely could afford to have a bunch more, especially since in the French market the prices of iron are super low, tools are not too expensive, fabric is fine, and wood is a little expensive, but it's not too bad either, so they definitely could get more construction, especially if they increase, like if they went as much as possible without losing the prestige position. Yeah, they could make 30,000 right now, and they already have like 1 million in reserves, so they could easily get how much one costs 40,000 for them, so almost 10 more, easily 10. They can go to debt. I think. How much are they paying for interest? 12%. It's not too bad. They definitely could afford to get like 50% more construction sectors. So, and wait, are they using all of their? I guess it might be partially because they're not using all of their. Yeah, they're not even using all of their construction sectors as is. Okay, yeah, so this changes things. But that's actually even easier to fix. Just start using the construction you have, because it's not doing anything at the moment. Yeah, actually I could have just looked here, and it shows that they're not using 40 points of construction in their nation right now. So that's a little thing to change. Let's see. We have a lot of textiles, but I think pretty much everyone is building a ton of textiles, simply because their population needs it. They make 13 tools, but that's not significant either, I don't think. They are the 10th producer, that's something. Definitely. Half that of Russia. Not too bad. Motor industries? Why would you build motor industries when you can just import them from Austria? And they even have a trade agreement with me. Waste of buildings. Yeah, not really much in terms of only what's really necessary for them, which either way, like, because they're in the same market, they're not really specializing in anything, just getting the stuff they would have been getting anyways if they were in their own market. decent production of coal, actually. So they are definitely bringing something to the French market as well. They are producing almost as much iron as France, so that's a big thing. Definitely, yeah, it actually is carrying their own weight in the market. This is partially the reason why it's so cheap for everything in there. A lot of tobacco. Who is buying tobacco in the market? I guess it's just pop consumption. Okay. Let's also a quick check if they're not missing any production methods. Yeah, they have this silly warning if you didn't switch to atmospheric engine pump. It shows you, hey, you could switch this even you have already a better option on. They do not have any way to use the explosives in mining, but that's fine. They do have the newest pump, which is good. They are not using, I guess it's like probably one state. Yeah, that's not using the fertilizer, so not a big deal. Yeah, the buildings are looking fine. It doesn't seem like they're forgetting anything anywhere. The market might as well start with the French market. They are surprisingly low on fine arts. They are importing a significant part of them from Austria. And probably I should be selling my secrets like this, but as you can see, Austria right now is the second producer of fine arts, and it's only 64, so it's like, I don't know, 5 to 10 buildings. They're not building a lot, but they're building like a bunch each, and it will actually soon increase by quite a lot, because everyone is about to start researching the next tech for the art. But the thing about fine art is it gives a lot of prestige to be in the first 3 spots, so it's a good thing to go for if you're a bit lacking on, and people don't seem to be really interested in this as well. So Finland is at number 9. That's interesting. It's producing almost as much as Russia. Okay. So yeah, that's one thing. They are not importing any motor industries, which is interesting. Yeah, they should definitely start importing them from Austria. Groceries. I'm actually thinking that having a lot of groceries is very important, because as you can see right now they have a deficit of not that much, but it's fine right now, but they could definitely use more for their pops. But they went to military. Oh, they are already using the extra supplies. Okay, so that's fine. But still, that means that they are suffering a bit more of costs because of the groceries, and groceries are kind of border plus 10%. To offense and defense sounds like a big deal. So that's something to check. Dice, it's like, I think a lot of people are missing this. Tools, a bit more expensive, but absolutely fine. Probably there will be a lot more usage of explosives while on Spain researches the necessary text, so that will probably be coming up. Still in a perfectly nice spot. Yeah, it shows France always in those lists because it's the French market. Which is a little strange. You can, I guess I would have to go. How would I check how much which spot is? Okay. It looks like this UI is just connected to the market UI, and there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, the price of iron and coal are very nice in the French market. And hardwood, of course, plummeting because everyone is overproducing hardwood. Military, it's I mean, it's kind of small. Let's see, compared to other like this size. They are much bigger than Portugal, much bigger than Sweden, bigger than Italy. I guess that's fine. Fine military for their size. And as I said, they're not really involved in the actual action of the map, so There is some of the Spanish colonies that could potentially be at risk at some point, like the Philippines or Cuba. But even that would be more a problem for their fleet. And yeah, they're not too bad on this front, but could definitely use a lot more. Yeah, if they really wanted to be kind of aggressive, they would aim for a parity at least with the United States for the time being, or like a good ally that could support them. They probably wouldn't be able to challenge Great Britain, but at least France could go for Great Britain and Spain could aim for USA. So maybe that's something. Quick look at tech. Yeah, they're going for... Oh. Oops, I just switched and didn't notice what they were researching, so guess I will quickly reload and see what they're going for right now. It's a bit annoying that the debug menu is not available by default with a flex start. They're going for rifling. Sure, I guess it leads to the next military unit. But I don't think that's really a key tech for them. They are researching passively nitroglycerin, which is very nice. It's going to leading to the dynamite, which is even nicer. It's okay in production. Yeah, they're definitely behind, but not too much. Military, yeah, they are also a bit behind on a few things, but not too bad overall. They are almost at their innovation cap, so that's nice. And quite okay. They do not have central archives. And they do not have quinine. Yeah, they could increase their institutions if they had more techs in the social tree, but they are already at max, which is something. They are going for full law enforcement, which is interesting. They have a decent tax law, tenant farmers, local police. They are switching to dedicated police force, and they actually have a decent success chance, so I think they will get this. And at that point, they have legacy slavery. Okay. In the other law, state religion, national supremacy, so they didn't really manage to switch those. I'm not sure how it's important to Spain. It is... those are enemies. Yeah, it would be difficult to have them be accepted anyways. It's not that important in the grand scheme of things. It would be nice, but not that important. Is there anything else? They have companies. They're going for iron mines, which is, I think, like the company on a mine is a very good thing, just because it gives you throughput and doesn't really cost more inputs. That's probably really nice. I think if that isn't the best way to use the companies, and the paper company is always nice to have. So yeah, it's not, Spain is not really pushing anything, but they are keeping the market happy. They're not really a burden on everything. They're not terribly behind on anything. They are not behind on tax or the laws, because even if they do have pretty restrictive laws, they don't really need to change this. So I guess they are fine. Which would put them, where do you have Spain? I think it puts them in a solid B tier overall in the grand scheme of things. I don't think I have forgotten it, but well, there's like a million things to keep in mind. They're going, for example, for a lot of edicts on encourage industry, which I'm not sure how justifiable is with how many provinces there are in Spain anyways. But they do have a lot of authority anyways, so maybe that's just the best use. They have 5 consumption taxes, and at some point consumption taxes, like they're already taxing liquor. And of course there is something strange with how much excess there is for the nation, but in theory the poor strata is spending a lot of money on liquor, and I don't think you really want to be pushing more taxes on the poor strata. But something is strange with this patch anyways, like 40% excess, they should be skyrocketing in standard of living, but they are not, so that's a little strange. Okay, that's the Spanish done. Let's turn on the roulette again. Remove Spain, and we go again. And somehow we got Portugal, which is right next to it. Uh-huh. It's a revolution, but it's actually fine. They will be getting cultural exclusion, which is probably going to be very nice for their colonial empire. You might start thinking about like even incorporating something. And yeah, so probably that means that they get cultural exclusion, and then they can just switch instantly to homesteading. Though landowners would be pissed, and they are quite strong, but maybe they could. Oh yeah, there's a lot of people pissed. Can we only have one revolution going on at the time? I actually don't know, but it would be interesting to know. They have a lot of gold reserves, and they have a very small deficit, so that means they probably could get more. Oh, that's not that many construction sectors really. Only 4. They could definitely afford more. See, they probably don't have. They do have high taxes. Really, is no reason for them to have that many wages, but honestly, it's not even that much money in the first place. Yeah, they're just not making a lot of money. I think that's because they have just so few constructor sectors. Their economy was not. In theory, it increased a lot, but maybe that's because of the colonies or something. Sibon, which nation are you? Okay, let's look from the top. So they have an intelligentsia monarch. That's always really nice. Very good for governments. Sicilies. Oh yeah, of course. We'll see where we get to the Sicilies. I'm sure. Wouldn't they have a? They could kick out the landowners out, but it's kind of sucky because the intelligentsia has very little power, but they have the head of state, so they get all the legitimacy anyways. That's a bit annoying either way. Yeah, this is the best they could have. Yeah, not too bad. Armed forces have some good stuff. That's sometimes you need to push. Yeah, let's look. They have oligarchy, which is something. They have. Oh, they're going 2 laws at once, so that's always nice. Freedom of conscience. I think they probably start with this. Appointed bureaucrats. That's always really nice. Well, actually, for their small nation, probably not, because I don't think they need more taxation capacity. That doesn't really matter. Army interventionism. That's nice. Mercantilism. That's fine. Land-based taxation. Oh, that's probably where they're. Yeah, they probably could get a lot more money from a better tax law, and they could at least get the industrialist in on the. Yeah, they could switch their government to have industrialists instead of landowners. Barely any change in the legitimacy, and they could get a better chance to get the tech, to get the law. Even if they really wanted, they could go like this, and yeah, they would have over 50 legitimacy, which removes the minus 50%, the plus 50% enactment time. Probably be keeping those stuff as they are before I forget. Tenant farmers, colonial exploitation, local police force, religious schools, charity cost. I think they start with all of this. And yeah. Okay institutions though. Good education. Decent colonial affairs, though I'm not quite sure how much does it change. Well, clearly just doubles and triples the original growth. And this good health system, and they're not increasing the law enforcement because they do not want to make landowners even more powerful. They do have a lot of reserve. They should just get a lot more construction sectors. They're not really producing anything interesting, like 2 shipyards, but that's... yeah. People are producing a lot more. They have 6 gold mines, and I think they could get even more. Oh, people are working gold fields even when there are no gold mines there. It's important to know. Yeah, how much of their income is from minting? Yeah, they have like 1/3 of their minting from gold mines. That's interesting, and they could even build more. Definitely something to go for. Yeah, really no specialization, not that many construction sectors. They do have 30 military, which is more than Belgium, I'm pretty sure, yeah. About as much as Sweden, which is... Sweden has a small population, never mind. Yeah, that's really not significant. It is less than Spain, which is like the only case that would matter, because Portugal is actually allied with Britain when it comes to economy. And I guess it's time to check the British market again. Fine arts are super expensive, yet again. Explosives are super expensive because everyone is probably using dynamite, as you should. Fertilizer is super expensive, wood is pretty expensive, groceries are expensive. Motor industries are definitely expensive. Paper is expensive. Paper is really bad because it's basically direct cost on your treasury. Tools, coal are okay, steel is absolutely fine, and iron was fixed a lot from what it was at the end of the last session, but yeah, at least cloth is fabric is fine. They are using oil already for the pop consumption, probably from whaling. Yeah. Now that the prices are low, especially of weapons, of all things, they are exporting a ton as well. But yeah, still not perfectly balanced in the British market. Yeah, Portugal is not using canaries, which will be even more expensive in the British market because I'm assuming a lot of people... No, just pop consumption. I'm not sure if it shows up as pop consumption or something separate. Oh, and they still have line infantry as well. Their army is not really significant in any way. Do they have any... What's their diplomacy? Yeah, just customs union. They are thinking about Madagascar. Ooh, that's interesting. Well, there are actually apparently slaves in the French market as well. Like Spain has legacy slavery. But I'm not sure where do they have slaves even? Do they start with this? They have almost 200k. Can I check them? Yeah, they're in the colonies. I wonder if they start with this. Yeah, this revolution is probably going to be decent thing, especially if someone at least helped them fight the landowners in the case they get PC. It wouldn't really that much expense to do. They do not have railways yet. That's pretty bad because that means you're hardly capped on how is it called, infrastructure. Yeah, you just cannot. They're only capped at one of their core states. That's not too bad, but that means they're just not building much. They do have central archives, which is nice. They do have one company. They don't have modern sewage, which would at least offset the railways a bit. Yeah, they're more behind overall in this. They do have quinine at least, so that's why they're colonizing so much. They do have shell gun. Shouldn't they have the skirmishers already? Oh, they don't have general staff. Yeah, and it would be 3 years away. Hey, they didn't build any universities, which is because it's the mistake I made this session and I already fixed it. I can tell everyone to build more universities if you have free cap, because they do not cost so much, and the tech is actually, like, it often doesn't feel that important with like singular techs, but you can go through them quite quickly. Yeah, even with no universities, they're getting railways in 3 years. If they had all universities, they would get it in 1 year, which is super fast. And also, I think you get more passive spread with this as well. Yeah, they don't have water boiler. They do not have intensive agriculture, nitroglycerin. It's honestly not looking too good. Yeah, it shows that they are behind on technology because of the lack of universities, and they are behind on buildings because of construction, which is not entirely their fault, because like the British market is a difficult place to be when you're this small. Yeah, but one thing they do have is a pretty decent colonial empire for their size. They're basically just capping all of the eastern coast and a decent chunk of the western coast of Africa as well. So I guess they have one thing going for them, at least. Yeah, I think that's the basics of Portugal. Portugal is not that hot, unfortunately. I think if we assume that both Spain and Portugal start in C, then Spain is a bit better than it was, and Portugal I think is a bit worse, like proportionally. I might move Portugal up. We'll see how the other countries spread. I think they're going to be like more to the top than to the bottom overall. So we'll see. But now the next nation, let's see. France. Okay, it's just nations in the same area over and over again. They have a decent debt actually, but they do not have a deficit. They are gaining money. Yeah, and it's been all just steadily going down. There's nothing rapid going on. Presidential Republic, census, exclusion, total separation, good laws. They're going for guaranteed liberties, which does mean less radicals and more loyalists from standards of living changes. But I just really like National Guard. That additional conscription rate I think is very, very good. Laissez-faire, which is of course very nice. How much are they paying for their debt? 16k. Honestly, it's not that much, all things considered, but it does mean that they have not that much they can take more. Like, of course, it's 15 more millions, but with such a large economy, if something goes bad, this 15 million can go down very fast. So I wouldn't want to have that much debt, even though it's like perfectly fine. But I think it's a little risky. In case something happens, it might be perfect. Decent tax law. 10 million. 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 10 tenant farmers still, but I'm pretty sure they're... Yeah, landowners are not that important anyway, so... and they are quite peaceful already. There's something to be changed maybe, but not necessarily. Dedicated police force, public schools, no health system. Yeah, and because their Catholic Church is already so weak, it might be tough to get public, but at least private health insurance would be something. Right of assembly, very nice, because it gives you more technology spread than censorship, which I think is definitely worth it. No workers' right, property to women, no immigration controls, slavery banned. They have poor laws, just out of curiosity how much they're spending on it. What? Nothing? I guess there's nobody poor in France. That's, I guess, possible. Institutions are, well, just education and colonial affairs, basically. Not else much going on. They probably don't have that many radicals, yeah, as much as loyalists, so that's absolutely fine. They do not need the police. And home affairs. Yeah, why even have home affairs in this kind of situation? Seems a bit of a waste, honestly. They could still increase... Oh, okay. Well, that makes their position much safer if they have that much... yeah, they could be making a lot of money. Then reduce this. Yeah, almost 200k a month. Oof. Yeah, in comparison, Austria is not gonna be looking that good. A very nice investment pool as well. Buildings, yeah, they're one of the majors, so of course they're gonna be top in a lot of different. Yeah, number 4 in steel. Probably like top 10 in paper as well. Top, yeah, 5. So yeah, as you would expect from a major, basically building everything everywhere. And probably still a ton of peasants available to get more buildings. I think is it country the biggest army in Europe? The second biggest army in Europe after Germany, but that's very close. It keeps switching basically everywhere. Oh, though they are just not using all of their... Wait a second. Oh, they have lasses fair, so that means they only get 50%, 25% of their construction allocation. That, oh, well, didn't plan on moving that, but never mind. That does put them at the mercy of the AI a bit, which is not really building the most interesting stuff. Yeah, they definitely could afford more construction. They have 42, which is not that much more than Austria, and they are not even using all of it as is. And I guess especially since they have laissez-faire and they have plenty of investment pool, they should just dump like twice. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they could afford to have another 40 construction sectors. Definitely wouldn't be surprised. Their market already talked about. Army very strong, as I said. They already have shrapnel artillery. They are not using canaries, instead they have chocolate and liquor. Yeah, okay. Definitely should go for the extra supplies, because that's probably better than just the moral recovery things. First aid would be nice as well. I think that would be pretty important, but I guess when you're in peace it's not that relevant. And now tax, I assume it's gonna be pretty decent. Dynamite, water tube boiler. Yeah, they're going for steel frame buildings, which is here, which is the next construction, I think. Tech. Yep. So that's also pretty big, and they're gonna get it in 2 years. Maybe they're waiting to switch into steel construction? But there's like no reason not to use your construction, then just switch little by not everything at once, basically. So I'm not sure about that. Military, yeah, they have shrapnel. Probably it's the most we've seen so far, which isn't surprising, of course. I haven't seen any ironclads yet anywhere. We'll see how the British are doing on this front. Yeah, they're getting mutual funds. I think it's additional. No, that's just loan. Where's the? Oh, this is more companies. Yeah, definitely going well on all techs, but that's to be expected. Companies, they're going for glassworks and furniture. I'm not sure about this, if this bonus is worth that much. This as well. I mean, sure, nice to have better coal, better furniture, etc. This is affecting just one place. I'm not sure about the choice of the companies. But this seems like it's better because they're colonizing a lot. This would be nice because of the military bonuses. Assimilation is always nice. This is really nice, straight up offense and defense. They could just get it, I think. They would need it in a proper state though, and the proper tech. I mean, honestly, France is pretty strong. They do have good laws. They have very strong military. And in theory, the economy was catching up to the Brits. That makes me just question Great Britain more, in all honesty, than anything. I don't know. I think considering that France basically starts at number 2, it's hard to say for me if they're A or B, because I haven't seen German Empire and Russia yet, and of course Great Britain. They are still probably like the second stronger nation overall, so let's put them at A, but they're closer to B than S, definitely. There might be no S nations, except maybe if someone small impresses me very much, but like Belgium. But we'll see about that. And now Chink. Oops. Could probably speed it up a bit. We'll see about the Brazil. Chink was AI, but let's just take a look overall how they do have very nice income and decent amount of gold reserves. That's like always a good start to see when you look at your nation. They do have way too many convoys for the trade routes, but that's, I guess, fine for AI. Barely any construction. It is at least level 2. Yeah, you really don't want to see loans on a unrecognized power, because they would just die from interest. 27%, yeah, that's really bad. And they could earn way more. They don't have that many radicals, mostly in probably the discriminated regions. Probably don't really care about wages that much in the peacetime. They took a lot of consumption taxes and stuff like liquor that could be unnecessary, to be honest. Really like top producer of glass. Yeah, no Burfi. There's still just the raw power of their economy is probably giving them a lot of prestige. Let's see. Yeah, 227. Like 1/4 of their prestige comes from production. Actually, the most important thing about Qing is their government. Cultural exclusion, at least, that's something. Appointed bureaucrats, they probably start with this. Peasant levy. Actually, they could try and push for professional army, which would be a good upgrade. Agrarianism, that's better than traditionalism, that's something. Yeah, I mean, they could use a better tax, but they would actually make less money with per capita taxation, significantly less money. So I guess that's fine. No police, no school, no health system. Poor laws. I wonder if they start with this. Probably not, I assume. Oof, that's actually pretty rough because of how much bureaucracy they need. That's actually pretty rough. And quick look at tech, which is yeah, this is probably what we'll see a lot of that in places like Persia and Egypt. They probably would want a lot of taxation capacity. Military seems barely touched. They are getting close to skirmish infantry, but that's like by the time they get to shrapnel artillery, the rest of the war probably is getting trench infantry. They do have the intensive agriculture, railways. Yeah, not too bad, all things considered, on the production at least. So they are getting stock exchange. Oh yeah, and the market access price. That's probably super big for them, you're right. But they are slowly getting this. They are close to their cap, but I guess a few more universities would be very nice. I guess Qing is not too bad, considering it was an AI nation. I guess Qing deserves its... Is this Qing? I don't see what else it could be. So I guess Qing is in B. Mostly for its potential, because it was placed by AI. It's like for an AI, you know, actually for an AI play, it's like S tier basically. But compared to other players, it's at best B. It managed to not screw itself. Ooh, nope, didn't work. Denmark is tiny, so probably shouldn't take that long. Okay, no debt, no deficit either. Very nice literacy. I don't think they're... Oh, they are #1 still. They're probably using the degree. Yep, that's the best way. This gives really nice... Like when I play Persia, I just stuck it on a few places and you get the best literacy in the... basically in all of Asia in like few years. Let's see the laws. They have a very interesting government of basically everyone. Yeah. It is a pretty good legitimacy. Monarchy, landed voting, they are going for cultural exclusion, which probably doesn't really matter much because, yeah, pretty much everyone is accepted as is. It's like 250,000 people who are discriminated. Oh, they have a colony somewhere? Oh yeah, they have a tiny colony in Sahel, Africa. I think that's their only colony. They have Danish West Indies. Show me Danish West Indies. This is it? No. Oh, this is the islands over here. I guess they start with it, maybe. Yeah, 300k people, but it's incorporated territory as well. It's always nice to have cultural exclusion, but doesn't really matter for them. Especially with what they're doing. Freedom of conscience, elected bureaucrats. That's, I think, the best one. You end up spending the most bureaucracy on institutions anyway, so. National Army and National Guard, which I have to admit that in their case, conscription rate probably doesn't really mean that much in the end. Interventionism, mercantilism, per capita taxation, that's all fine. Dedicated police force, religious schools, they probably start with it, that's interesting. Public health insurance, that's nice. Poor laws, right of assembly, that's great for tech. Actually, despite the super high literacy, they have only 56 innovations, so they're actually, yeah, as I said, I only built my universities this session, so I can now talk about everyone not having their their universities. Yeah, they need to build. No, they would need a ton of. They actually might not be able to afford all of those universities, but they're just missing out on so much innovation. Their tech is probably not going to be that impressive. Really nice health system. I don't think they really need that much police. Like sure, Greenland has a lot of radicals, but that's 14k of population. That's not relevant. Probably in the Toga as well, there's a bunch of radicals, and not even that much. Yeah, so that's. I think that's a bit of a waste. Though I guess in their case it's also not that much. They could get a bit more money. They have high government wages. I guess it does keep the petty bourgeoisie giving them their bonus and their intelligentsia. So sure, that they could save a bit more money on those. Get more construction sectors. They have only one. Oof. And they definitely could afford more. 18 barracks, which is for their size actually pretty good. Yeah, only 2 universities, which is probably what they start with. Nothing. They have a lot of food industries for their size, I think. They're not. Wait, they're number 1 producer of canned food. Denmark. Okay. okay. Yeah, too bad it doesn't really give too much prestige. It's one of those that gives a bit less than. I think the typical is 20.10.5 and it's 16.8.4. Okay, that they are specializing in groceries, so that's good. A decent amount of 2. No, that's free, not 13. Free, so not that much. Some basic stuff. Yeah, but they probably could use a few construction sectors more at least. Let's take a quick look at the general market. Not that many art. Everyone is like, I guess because everyone's standard of living is going up so much. Possibly because of the bug. They don't have that much access as some other places have. That's interesting. But that's probably what's causing the fine arts to skyrocket in price and demand. Let's see, general market. Alright, prices of wood. Like nothing extravagant. Sure, there's a bit the fertilizer missing, but that's not too bad. Still, they do not have enough groceries. Decent amount of explosives. I wonder, is it just Germany that's using them? Steel, very nice. Coal, very nice price. Paper, very nice price. Iron, very nice price. Weapons are useless in Germany, apparently. Yeah, they're producing almost twice as many as they need, as well as artillery. Technology, there's probably not that much. Production is actually alright. Yeah, it's not like they probably should be on the forefront with their literacy, but it's not too bad. They're not too much behind the majors. It's all right in military. No one with an ironclad still. They're a bit behind on military, but not too bad. Actually, I think a fair amount behind on society. Yeah, so like they're not using the not getting too much from that literacy. I think it still gives just a passive, regardless of the amount of universities. But they could be like the best in tech, and they are definitely not. And their companies, oh yeah, groceries and more groceries makes sense. Absolutely makes sense. Honestly, Denmark, like I think it's nice that they have #1 literacy, but because they are not getting the innovation from it, they're behind on tech, and sure they're #1 producer in canneries, but I think it's still not that massive change that someone could very easily overtake them, and probably they might be even approaching their limits of how much. See how many peasants. Yeah, they're out of peasants. Not many unemployed. Yeah, they're basically reaching their limits of workforce, and they do not have that much access to colonial manpower as it is right now. Oh, so that's why they're not having university, because of the problem that I'm talking about now. Not enough population. Yeah, honestly, like Denmark, even for like the specialized small economy that they're supposed to be, their outlook is not looking great. Construction sector is not perfect, and they just didn't manage to find manpower anywhere. I think they're gonna go to sea in the end. And let's check the next one. Oh, I didn't remove Denmark, but I'll get to it when it shows up again. Ottomans. Well, yeah, their tier is gonna be obvious. Just take a look, see how they're looking. Actually, they have a lot of money somehow. Not that many construction sectors as you'd expect. They have a decent military, but they are using canneries. They are skirmish infantry, so not too bad either. Yeah, they still do have serfdom and traditionalism and state religion and hereditary bureaucrats and peasant levies and legacy slavery. Yeah, the laws is what's holding them back so much. Even their institutions are probably bad. Though honestly it's a bit better than I would expect. So maybe they're suffering more. Yeah, they have lack of infrastructure everywhere. Technology, ooh, they're actually very much behind on society. Yeah, not enough universities. Okay on military compared to society. And alright production. Though, yeah, so missing some key stuff. Yeah, well, they do go to the Ottoman tier. Naturally. Damn, if there was no Denmark, probably it would be 2 Sicilies. And it's Russia. So yeah, from what I've heard, Russia has giant construction sector, already all switched to iron because they were building up on wood mostly for a bit of time. And yeah, they're building a lot more iron, a lot more sulfur, and a bit more army and some universities because, well, I guess they're building universities for the qualifications, which is fair enough.
Can I answer any questions?
Yeah. So why you're building more universities for qualifications only?
Qualifications.
Yeah,
And also to get the tax credit.
fair enough. Especially when you have low literacy, I think it helps more, right? Because
well, there's more tax credit used, and also when the split rate goes up, I'm not going to forget to increase it.
you're getting professional army, which is probably going to go through.
It's good.
Yeah, pretty good laws for Russia, especially public schools, very nice. At level 2 as well, so max you can afford right now.
Yeah.
Laissez fair, free trade. I guess I should be trading with you more than I didn't realize you have free trade.
I don't think we have a trade agreement.
We do not, but you know, like I have enough administration running about to get a few good trade notes for other people. Max tax, but max wages as well.
I did do a bit of testing. If I were to lower my government and military wages, I could be rolling with 100 construction, sites, and if I make a profit.
Yeah. So, but why are you keeping such high wages?
Oh, at the moment I was trying to keep the military happy. I wasn't keeping an eye on it.
Okay, yeah, nothing in particular. Oh, I guess you do have a fair amount of radicals, though. I think mostly from like discrimination, for what I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a standard of living, but I think it's the discriminated pops get more pissy about standard of living as well. So yeah, and they are concentrated in the like regions with the non-Russian population. So I think that's though. I'm not sure how much do we have. Nah, you still discriminating everyone, despite. Oh yeah, because it always confuses me. Like national supremacy to me sounds better than, for example, cultural exclusion. So yeah, that's something that confuses me in this game. Okay, let's see. You have more canneries than Denmark, but they are still producing way more. I guess it's there's a tech. Yeah, you don't have canneries itself, and you're not using sweeteners. You could upgrade your food industry.
I've not been keeping track on the actual production methods. I've just been focusing on construction and getting the goods for them. I've been letting them just deal with everything else.
Yeah, there's a lot of you could improve, and then and maybe just trade with someone something. Steel tools would be nice, but I guess that's a lot of steel.
Yep.
For a lot of work for that one steel mill that's already supporting the one water industry.
That was to get the production going.
Yeah, always nice to have at least something. How's your market looking?
Yeah, relatively okay.
It's still kind of expensive, iron, but you are building more. Paper is a bit, I guess, of an issue as well. But you are doing okay on money, so that's absolutely fine. Tools, something to look into, but I guess if you're switching it to steel, then there's not much point in keeping an eye on that. Cool. Well, there's still a lot of more resources you can build up, but that's nothing that's really an issue.
I mean, most of the iron production and all of the coal production didn't exist before the yesterday session.
Yeah. And like, if I look at the tax, you are far from dynamite, I guess. I'm not sure if I'm using nitroglycerin, so it's the tech before dynamite that gives increase in resources with increase in mortality as well. I'm not sure how worth is it.
I think it depends if you can accept the increased mortality of your employees.
Yeah,
that I think is fine.
Yeah, I wonder how do you value their lives? That's what I'm not really sure. how to calculate. I'm using it on my coal mines, but other than that, I'm waiting for dynamite.
I'm just using the water boiler. Using that production method instead.
Yeah,
because that increases your mine's output.
Yeah, it's like you also need like a whole different industry for explosives, so that's fair. But it does give you a lot more raw resources eventually, so definitely a nice thing to go for. On production, yeah, you are clearly behind, but that's to be expected. Not too bad, all things considered, but definitely I think you're the most behind on tech from all the majors. But
which is worth it.
That is just the natural state of things. On military, yeah, same thing. It's not like too bad, but definitely behind.
I went for the key thing, got done with stuff.
Apparently, France already has shrapnel artillery, so that's one thing to keep in mind. And yeah, no, water boilers. Water boilers are the thing that increases. It's this thing. It gives you a condensing engine pump, which increases the raw production by 50%.
Yeah, which is what I've been using.
More coal, but you also increase your coal from this, so basically you're just paying in tools.
Yeah.
So basically this and explosives are the ways to increase your production from mines, and the other stuff is stuff that reduces the amount of
employees, which I don't need right now.
Yeah, and supposedly it's pretty hard to actually use them because transportation apparently on this patch is very expensive, but I didn't really test it myself yet.
I think transportation is a local only good. I think is the issue.
Yeah, it is, but apparently like it's hard to make it. The laborers are so cheap; it's hard to make it worth. Supposedly, I have no actual idea.
I think you can't subsidize it.
Yeah, I guess. You need to subsidize. It's the problem that it's still the transportation is just too expensive anyways for the industries that buy the tickets.
Okay.
So it's still just cheaper for them to have laborers, and like if you were just sucking some subsidies, that would be fine. But you're also making your industry worse overall.
I think we are still a bit too early in the game though. So.
Yeah, definitely. It's like 20 years only. And you're getting. Is it passive spread to? No, it's identification documents from that event or like journal thing. I was wondering if you're getting spread into identification documents, which would be super.
No, Central Archives upgraded all the PMs
for the. You're getting nationalism though passively. It's always nice to have more authoritarianism, I guess.
Yeah, doctrine and ethics starting at level 3 education, and then I'll go for healthcare. That's the plan. Yeah,
so definitely the strong points of Russia right now is their economy, and their weak point. I guess currently the military as well is not like maybe it will be enough to just get professional army, but. Right at the
moment, I've got national militia, so I'm limited in.
In how many barracks you can have, anyways. All right.
I've pretty much used all the high population states, so I need professional armies now to get higher.
Yeah, you actually barely can get more army. That's right.
So hence why professional army is a requirement now.
Yeah. So. Definitely, I think Russia will go into A tier. This case.
Yes, got it. Yes. Happy days.
Yeah, I'm not sure if anyone will go to the S tier. But maybe it's now that I'm thinking about this, I'm not sure anyone is that strong that I would put them like above all the other great powers. We'll see. Okay. Let's keep rolling.
I'm gonna leave you here.
Okay, see you. Then Netherlands. I don't think they're being played, but just in case someone wants to actually hop on them, which I suppose is possible. I wanted to have a quick look. No death, so like nothing tragic going on from the AI. A fair amount of radicals, so something weird was going on. Laws are okay, but I'm pretty sure they start with most of this stuff. Well, maybe not. Hard to say. Netherlands could be quite advanced from the beginning. A lot of law enforcement, which I guess with the radicals makes some sense. Decent education, decent colonial affairs. So are they colonizing? I guess. Swedish colony. I don't really see them colonizing anywhere. Congo. Oh yeah, they are locked in, but they do have a small colony in there. And a bit more in the Ivory Coast. So they do have something. And yeah, and they are unblocked here. You're right. Oh, they actually have highest taxes and lowest wages already. So their economy is not that great. And that's even not using all of their construction. They're not making that much money. Why is that? Welfare payments 4,000. Oh, they have a huge military for their size. That's definitely one issue. And it could be useful, but probably won't be. Probably if someone jumped on them, they would remove some of the military. And nothing interesting in buildings from what I see compared to Denmark, for example. Okay, tech in society. No universities as well. Okay, military tech. No ironclads. And a bit lagging on industry. You know, nitroglycerin, no dynamite. And yeah, I think the Netherlands are still perfectly playable. They still do have all of their empire and even expanding it a bit, so I think pretty sure someone could jump on them. They get a healthy C tier. Not anything special, but at least working. We get Metternich meddling, which means that Netherlands actually go a tier down. That's not what I intended for this, but okay, fine. Actually, we get Grand Colombia. Okay, let's see. I was actually interested in how they're looking. No debt, and they are losing a bit of money, but it's absolutely fine. Interesting government, comprised of everyone, more or less. They are trying to go into laissez-faire from interventionism, which is fine, but that's not. If they fail, it's alright as well. Well-voting presidential republic, racial segregation is probably and state religion, so I expect they have quite a few pops that are not being accepted. Yep, good few million not being accepted and discriminated, which might make those radicals. Oh, that's quite a few, but not like hard to say if there are maybe any cultures that are getting turmoil. It's not too bad yet. Proportional taxation. I think this is the first nation I see with proportional taxation. Religious schools, public service, legacy slavery, and good institutions, almost for health system. That's pretty nice. They have already maxed taxes, which with how much expansion they did and the current radicals, they might want to try and go down a bit on this eventually. They do have very high government wages, so maybe something like this is viable. And they also have a lot of, they probably should remove their edicts because of the authority. Nothing special on buildings. Army, I think, didn't change in size from the last session. I think it's pretty much the same. And technology didn't build their universities. They are getting nitroglycerin passively. They do not have railways, no mechanical tools. Military, they only have general staff. They're quite far from sharp artillery. They're getting more education, which is, I guess, nice. Passive kinin, which I think it won't be helping them. No central banking, but it's not as important. They have 2 companies. And they're using only one, which is the gold mines. I don't think the gold mines is that strong, all things considered. They do have a lot of gold mines, so I guess maybe. Look at the population graph. Oh, yeah, but it's from conquest mostly, like, right? Yeah, I think at the moment 13 construction sectors, and I guess that they have a healthy enough deficit to support it for the time being. I think Gran Colombia is like building up now. They have pretty much all they could want to conquer, but they have yet to actually make use of all those conquests. I suspect a lot of those radicals are from conquest as well. Definitely could use the universities right now, even if they have to pay a bit more, just because they need to catch up in tech. I guess quick look at the market. Oh yeah, paper is bad, iron is rough, tools not too bad, but combined with everything else, yeah, they are alone in the market, and unfortunately that's what happens. They have like trade deals, maybe trade agreement with Brazil, but I expect Brazil also doesn't have the paper problem. The Brazil does a lot better on like iron, at least. Wait. Why do what? Where's the? Their Gran Colombia is exporting iron. Wait, why can't they import? What? Why can't they import iron from Brazil? Would I have to let the game play? Oh, now they can. Yeah, that needs to be done. They need to remove the trade that they're exporting iron to Brazil and start importing ASAP. That would help a lot with their construction goods, I think. 300 iron available, and they are missing. Yeah, they would remove from plus 27 to like minus 5 or something. Yeah, so that would help at least a bit. Maybe get a trade deal with someone who's making a lot of paper, like Austria-Hungary. Or just at least get the interest there. Maybe they are already trading with Germany or something. Good thing they're building the paper mills, that should help a lot. I'm looking over the construction methods and production methods. They don't have the so mechanical tools, which would help with both tools and paper. What's their? They have skirmish infantry, but yeah, no shrapnel artillery, and they still haven't upgraded all of them. Make sure you remember to upgrade them in case you start a real war with someone. Definitely the import iron would be very nice for Gran Colombia. Oh, they also have some of their own events, which I'm not gonna get into because I have no clue how they work, and I have no clue which is the best option for them. I guess maybe that's why they have so much overuse in authority. Maybe this one just ran out because it gives minus 50% decree cost. I think Gran Colombia, which one was I think this one is Gran Colombia. Gran Colombia has nice potential, but I think they're just starting to get it working. So I think they're currently in the C tier. Maybe in the next session they will start really going forward. So right now most of their increase in GDP, I think, and population is straight out from conquest. East India Company. Someone actually sent something to me on okay, let's see. Probably the strongest nation. Their people really want per capita taxation, which I guess would piss off the landowners, which is why they're not doing this, even though they would lose a bit of money. But we find, and I think in the long term, it would be better, probably, maybe. Oh, they actually have a lot of radicals. Like 1/3 of their population is radicals, and it's not just people in the conquered areas, it's everyone. Okay. Like, keeping this is not helping with the radical problem, so oh, landowners also have 50% cloud, so you really don't want them starting a revolution. That's a bit of a tough situation right now for the India. Apparently, if you let the civil war threat get high enough, interest group in the government can instantly pass the law they're requesting. Well, is it any interest group, or does it have to be one of those in the revolution? Yeah, I mean, they can keep it going because the radicalism is not high enough. It's gonna be staying around 63 for the time being, but they're gaining a good amount of radicals more from it every time, and they already have a ton. Yeah. Hopefully it's not gonna be too much of it. They do have at least a decent government. Maybe they could actually go for the full righteous government to have more loyalists. Let's see. It's probably didn't change much. Should they start a presidential republic? I assume so, right? Agrarianism, which is alright. It's better than traditionalism always. Serfdom, not perfect. A dedicated police force, no slavery at least, no anymore. Dedicated police force, it would actually be very nice for them. They probably would want to get more, but they probably, maybe they're trying actually. They have a lot of bureaucracy free, So maybe they're trying to go for the next level of this institution. That sounds like a super dumb RNG event, by the way. Apparently, if the government is not in the revolution, they can sometimes end up passing the law if the threat of civil war is high enough. That sounds kinda dumb. Maybe there's like penalties for it or something, but that sounds stupid, to be honest. And they have a lot of turmoil in places. This is starting to get a bit uncomfortable. That's probably the end of the bad stuff from India. And the high taxes are not helping with the radical problem, but their spending is very healthy. They probably could afford to go up, but the one issue is they have 15%. Oh, they're actually recognized. Oh yeah, never mind, and they can go into debt fairly okay. I think they could afford to sink a bit of money. What's their credit? Probably like a ton. Yeah, 37 million. Maybe they could try and get more consumption taxes instead and lower the general taxes. Their wages already are... Oh, their army wages are like nothing, so it doesn't really matter. Their military... Yeah, it's skirmish. They're paying just very low for it, I guess. Maybe they are trying to recruit more, and that's why the cost is so low at the moment. It's a bit strange. Yeah, they're probably like number 1 or 2 on the clothes. Number 3. Actually, yeah, they're far behind Great Britain. A lot of everything. Explosives. Who's top in explosives? Germany, of course. I think explosives are going to be increasing in production soon because of the new techs coming. A lot of motor industries. They have actually like similar amount to me, but I suppose they don't have the throughput bonus I get from my company at least. So yes, one thing going for the Austrian motor industry. A lot of shipyards, a lot of small arms. There's just a ton of stuff in India, naturally. Yeah, and a lot of construction sectors as well. 71, hot damn. A lot of railways being built, which will make use of those motors with more iron. Which is actually, iron is one thing that's relatively decent in British market, but always nice even for the local price to lower the bit. Let's look at their technology. They are capped on universities. Actually, it's in production. It looks pretty good. They already have nitroglycerin. Are they using it out of curiosity? They are using. Yeah, I guess they don't care about population. They are doing very well on production. Okay on military, not too bad. And the society is probably the worst, but still not too bad, honestly. Yeah, they don't have nationalism, which is locking them out of a few techs, but overall, I would say not too bad on tech, somehow. I wonder if they get some kind of bonus from being in the British British customs union, or maybe just they were lucky with good techs being spread. And they're definitely doing fine on technology, like for India, of course. So India right now has a bit of troubling times ahead with all those radicals, but I think definitely their economical power is just absolutely massive. But also their military is not that strong. They do have professional army, so that's good thing for them. But oh yeah, they have like 1 million battalions they could mobilize. So yeah, that's actually not too bad. And I guess they go into A just because of their raw economical power, production and so on. Like if they manage to beat the radical issues, which are not usually too much of a problem in the end, they will be a real powerhouse. And they are recognized already, which is something that, for example, Qing doesn't have. I think definitely tier A. And okay. And Metternich is meddling again. Unfortunately, India is going down. I guess it's been used twice already, so I'm going to remove it. And Persia. Let's see, what changed for Persia? I think they're in the British market, if I'm not wrong. They have no debt, very healthy income. Everything looking okay here. No problems with radicals, which is to be expected because I think pretty much everyone in Persia is accepted and they didn't expand. They didn't change any laws here. They, I think, gained religious schools. They didn't have them at the start. They moved from traditionalism, which is a good thing, and from mercantilism, which is, I think, not that much of a change, but it is something. They still have land-based taxation, yeah, which is punishing them a little bit. But they also lost slavery because of the British intervention. Not that much going on in institutions. They already have highest taxes. They could make a bit more reducing. Something was not updating for a second, I thought. A bit more reducing, but they're already making decent amount of money. 15 construction sectors, not too bad, I suppose, from this point of... oh, they are... okay, never mind. I don't want to let this running, so let's just check out things. It's British market, it's line infantry still. They're getting water to boiler or at this point. Not looking too good, but not too bad. Like they're missing 3 or 4 techs to be, let's say, in a good place of technology. And they do have pretty good literacy, but no universities. That's probably should be their priority right now. Universities to be at the cap of innovation. Military, yeah, military is bad, straight up bad for Persia. They did move from the start of the game a fair bit, but still behind the other nations. And society is also, yeah, pretty bad. No central archives, no companies yet. Modern sewage is spreading, but a fair amount from now. And nothing from those decks, which are not like super useful without some additional investments, but they're all pretty nice. At least they get water to boiler in 5 months, so that's something. But definitely universities probably should be their first priority. And let's see how they're doing on construction when they're actually spending the money. Not great, yeah. They cannot really afford more construction, unfortunately. Apparently they're like getting all of their money from selling opium. Yeah, but like I guess it's not doing too much for the economy, because who's getting the tariffs? Is it Great Britain that gets the tariffs? I think it's the Great Britain that gets the tariffs. Let's see. Actually, I'm gonna quickly check that. Oh, I guess it's Shink. That explains why they have so much. Yeah, it's Chink that gets income from barriers. Makes sense. So yeah, Persia has decent literacy, but not that much innovation. Still lagging behind a lot in technology. Didn't really get to expand anywhere, but I guess their population is still fine for what they're doing. I think. Yeah, still a fair amount of... not that many peasants actually. Like 500,000. And they don't have that many construction sectors. It's pretty much unchanged position overall from the previous session. But I guess I see. It's looking pretty distributed as it is, with some Metternich meddling. Bismarck bamboozle, which means that the next nation is going to be switching with Persia on the tier list. We'll see. And hopefully I remember that. And they're gonna be switching with Austria. Okay. That's like, I'm honestly not that satisfied with how Austria-Hungary is doing. At the moment, income is nice. Definitely could build more construction sectors. The laws. There is some issues with distribution of power and government principles. 30 bureaucrats are also not ideal. But public schools, public health, and dedicated health force that are all pretty nice. Good tax law. Tenant farmers are staying, but actually the landowners are getting weaker. So it's not being less of an issue as the time goes on. I'm actually thinking about going to legal guardianship for rights of women, so I can push out the tenant farmers, because I have a good support for it, but I just need to make landowners happy for a bit, which I guess could work. Maybe I'll try it out. And I definitely am trying to get more administration for institutions, but it is quite a big population, so it's taking a bit of time. Yeah, actually I could be getting a lot more taxes, but I guess I just kind of got lazy about the construction sectors at some point, because there's really no reason I shouldn't be building many more. I have 44 right now, which to be fair is around what France is. France is like 50, I think. But I also could build like 1 million more. Yeah, I actually have more than France at least, so that's something, but nothing to be proud of. Yeah, building more. I finished my university, so yeah, you know, so this is working out nice. I can show everyone I have good innovation despite having no universities for basically the last 2 sessions, but I just finished them, so all nice. My steel mills and steel mills actually are getting to their capacity slowly, but I'm pretty sure my engines are like, yeah, not even 50%. Oh, actually barely over 50%. And yeah, engines are super cheap still. A lot of throughput going into that. I think my yeah, actually the steel mill is because the steel is so cheap, it's not getting that much prosperity, but eventually it's gonna fix itself. And they also have modern industry, so I guess those two combined are not making enough. Eventually they will though, and that's gonna be nice. The nice thing is those two both support modern industries, which means a lot of throughput in the end. And railway building throughput is always nice. So that's that. The Austria Hungarian market. The market is pretty alright. I'm not having enough trade good, but that's because I'm oh wait, only 64? I thought I was making, I guess only 64, okay. I should be probably making more because I'm exporting half of them. Really worth it. Fertilizer, but that's not much of an issue. Wooden tools are a bit expensive, paper as well, but eventually I can work on it. I need more groceries definitely because I didn't switch my militaries. Oh wait, I did. I guess they start with extra supplies. This is good, but I should probably pay attention to this. I'm making a lot more tools eventually, so that's fine. I will need them for the modern distillers and steel mills anyways. I will lose all my sulfur mines, but maybe something will be able to work out. And I'm using nitroglycerin only in coal mines because I don't think I want to that much mortality. My population is not that big, so probably I should try to avoid using that too much. It will be a lot of iron for me, so yeah, and 1000 units of iron just like that. It would be really nice. Yeah, the military overall is not too bad, though I am missing one unit. I would be able to get it pretty quickly, basically in 3 years, because rifling is right about to finish. In military, not too bad techs, no ironclads. Still see anyone having ironclads, which probably shouldn't be, shouldn't be too hard to research. On industry, I think I'm pretty okay. Though behind like 2 or 3 techs, the top grid powers. They have a similar process for sure, and I saw someone having mechanized workshops as well. Though it is researching for me. And I think this one isn't that important, like textiles, okay, fine. It's good, but that's not game changing. And society for Austria is alright. Don't have central banking, which would be nice, but fine. Yeah, basically missing because I didn't have the universities for the longest time. It's definitely behind, but it's not too bad. And unfortunately I am overtaken by United States of America in GDP, probably because their population is increasing much more than mine. And yeah, Germany jumped ahead of everyone around me because easy. At least I have Bavaria, but I will lose Venetia and Lombardy, which will be a net loss of like 2 million GDP and 2 million population. Yeah, more or less. Which is rough, but at least all my radicals would be gone because they are like concentrated in those 2 regions as well. Okay, so that's more or less my plans for Austria. I would put myself in the B tier, lower than most other majors, but because Persia got the Bismarck bamboozle, they're going to B and I'm going to C. So yeah, worked out great for me. Good thing I added the roulette. Let's keep going. We're actually getting pretty close to end. If another Bismarck on Talleyrand trick shows up, I'm gonna be starting to remove them. Germany. This revolution is not really an issue, will not start, and they only have 13% chance to success. This might not work out in the end. Maybe if they're lucky, but this might be a bit... and they have elections? They have wealth voting. Yeah, that's wealth voting is... Oh no, landed voting is the one that the landowners don't like, but I guess the landowners in Germany are very weak, so they're not really an issue anyways. They might not be able to get rid of monarchy, but I think that's not really that important to them. Appointed bureaucrats, which is better than hereditary, but probably elected would be ideal. Secret police, which I honestly don't like. Guess National Guard I like the best, and then guaranteed liberties, which I think they... can they even have them? No, they would need to change other laws. I think, like secret police, maybe I'm not using the suppress impact of interest group attraction enough. Possibly, but yeah, because it's 20% revolution progress speed, fine, but like at this point they're not gonna fire anyway, so it doesn't really change anything. And once they get to 70 and then they start going up in radicalism to get 100, then like 20% time is a few weeks. I'm not really sure that's good. They could increase their taxes, their income is very nice, tiny debt which is irrelevant, could even decrease the wages, so they have a lot of money actually. Probably should want to do something with this money. Yeah, but they actually have only 48 construction sectors, which is in the ballpark of me and France, and that's pretty bad, all things considered. So they don't have laissez-faire, right? Yeah. They do have public schools, like all of those institutions, pretty nice, and they have actually all of them to the max, which is actually pretty good. Yeah, people love them in Germany. That's good. Let's see, in production, yeah, it's pretty good, Actually, they don't have dynamite, but it is spreading, and they have everything over here filled up anyways, so that's good. They are definitely ahead of most people in the military. They have the shrapnel artillery, and they are, I guess they're gunning for trench works? Not really. They are refocusing on society after this. It will give them a better production method for barracks, which is very important. But I guess if I was them, I maybe would have rushed trench works. What do trench infantry use? Not just in ammunition and small arms, so definitely could afford it. They have 30-40 compared to skirmish infantry. It's 25-35. So yeah, maybe I would go for it. And in social, yeah, they're definitely okay. Yep, I was pretty sure they have enough in universities. They have actually way more universities than they need, perhaps because of all the small nations they have annexed. Yeah, Germany definitely strong. Are they stronger than the French, like in raw numbers of units? It's pretty much that even. Let's actually see the French militech. They are definitely behind. So once the Germans get advanced tactics, it would be risky. They have 50 million professional army. $32 million only in Germany, and professional army as well. They both do not have. Yeah, they would not have National Guard. It's hard. Germany is a bit ahead in Miltech, but they still have smaller population. It would be probably neither side would be able to push in case of a war for if Germany wanted to retake Alsace or Lorraine at this moment at least. And because they have very similar amounts of construction, the sectors, it doesn't seem like their economies are pretty similar. France definitely has the higher potential for construction at the moment though. But Germany also has Denmark and Netherlands in their though France has Belgium, which is also very strong economical nation. Sweden is not in. Yeah, Sweden is in its own market. Germany is doing definitely well, but considering their main rival is France, they are pretty much equal. Which then it's only fair to put them on the same tier. I'm surprised. I thought they would have more construction sectors, but I guess not. Brazil. Let's see. Will Brazil make me respect the American nations more? Probably not, but guess we can always check and see. They do have no loans, alright income, so no losses. Interesting government. They do have National Guard, which is something I personally like as well. I'm not sure if they start with personal army. I wouldn't be surprised if they do not. They are switching from agrarism to laissez-faire, which is probably just a straight up improvement. Yeah, I was thinking like if there's any reason they maybe want agrarism more, but overall probably it's just a straight up improvement. No downsides, it can be annoying sometimes, but not for like big economies. They have good tax laws, local police force, which is not ideal, public schools, charity hospitals, slave trade, max institutions in what they have, but and they do have max law enforcement. I guess they have just no loyalists, but ooh, actually, yeah, 1/4 of their population is radicals. So good, they have the police. They can increase their taxes significantly, lower wages, so they have quite a bit of income still available. Maybe, yeah, they could throw a consumption tax on services even. Yeah, they could definitely afford just remove some edicts that are giving like 20% throughput, which is nice, but not that game-changing. And not really focusing on anything, but if I recall, Brazil has... Oh, they actually have a lot of gold mines, but they have good production of iron, and they could improve it even more. But I guess the tools are an issue for them. See that? Yeah, the tools are limiting them currently, and I'm expecting... They're building army with 15 construction sectors, which is about the same as Grand Colombia. Hey Leroy, yeah, South America doesn't look quite as you'd think, right? 13 for Gran Colombia. And 15 for Brazil. I would honestly prefer more. And military is actually bigger for Gran Colombia, probably partially because of all of their annexations. They have got armies from all those states as well. Yeah, this is the campaign save. Americas are looking a bit different. Russia still has Alaska. French Africa is looking similar, but Portugal is, I guess, taking a bit more than they would have. They are also aiming for Marina. Great Britain already did some stuff. Like actually, Ottoman and Persia are in British market, so that's a thing. Germany doesn't have Bavaria. What else is like strange? Austria will not keep the northern part, but the Italian border will be a bit different because I'm keeping South Tyrol and Istria. I guess Egypt exists, so that's also a bit a new thing. Yeah, from the odd changes, like there will be some weird colonies here and there eventually, but okay, back to Brazil. They definitely could afford a few more construction sectors because, like, they should have a higher GDP than 15 million compared to 10 million. Yeah, that they definitely could have more construction sectors. They also struggle with paper, a bit of a struggle with steel, but that's just so low numbers. Maybe they have like one building that's not fully operational. Yeah, as soon as they get Maybe once some hiring is done, the steel price will fix itself, such as slow amount as well. Oh, and they are also slowly switching into steel tools, which will also. Yeah, Brazil is looking much better on the economy at this current moment. Those things appear to be much more fixable for Brazil. Wood is okay priced. Yeah, and iron is much lower than Gran Colombia. Though if Gran Colombia started importing, that would be an issue for Brazil, because I guess make a bit of money with tariffs. They do have skirmish infantry, which I think is better than what. No, I think Gran Colombia had unupgraded line infantry, which is exactly what Brazil has. And on tech, ooh, I guess they have railways and water tube boiler, which is also kind of nice mechanical tools. They do not have the intensive agriculture, which would be nice for them. Military, yeah, but that's to be expected. Yeah, it's not perfect, but I think it's pretty similar to Gran Colombia. They should build more universities, though with their current price of paper, that's gonna be an issue. They went. Why is everyone going for the gold company? Like 5% minting. I guess when you're making. Oh my god, how many gold mines do they have? 16 gold mines. Okay, well, okay, this changes things a little bit, I guess. Like once they get with this minting, yeah, maybe that's the best they can have at this moment. Fair enough. Yeah, I think Brazil definitely doing better than Gran Colombia, which, considering their start, I guess it's to be expected. It looks like it's Brazil looks like Gran Colombia will look in 5 years. We'll see if this 5 to 10 years. We'll see if this difference stays in time. Brazil definitely goes a tier higher than Gran Colombia 2B. And another Bismarck bamboozle, so we'll see who will take Brazil's fine spot on the tier list. It is Mexico. Yeah, there were 3 special spots on the roulette, which will mean that the spots on tier list, which is 100% objective and will definitely reflect your how well you're playing your nation, will be changed. So right now Brazil will be switching spots with Mexico, which I guess possibly they could get the same tier. Let's see how they're looking. Interesting government. They have super strong Catholic Church. And super weak land. Oh, they didn't lose a war. They are switching from agrarianism to laissez-faire, just like Brazil. Landed voting, culture presidential republic, that's all fine. Local police, that's not ideal, but fine. Good tax. All right, institutions. Not using their it doesn't look like a bug. It's to be expected. Someone would forget to spend their authority, to be honest. So they have no debt and decent balance as is, but they could. What? Why are they keeping high wages? What? Doesn't like changes anything. Yeah, I'm not sure what's the... Oh, they have nitroglycerin. It's possible, like, I think it's a viable strategy to remove, like, stuff before the save is taken. Gold mines probably should go first, because, yeah, they can be crazy good. The Mexicans are building an army, which I'm not entirely sure why. I mean, in the United States, because they have still, I think, the national militia would probably win because of their conscription rate. And like, I guess they're already pretty much on par with Grand Colombia and Brazil, so I'm not sure why they're going for more. They have 10 construction sectors, which is less than... They are in worse position than Gran Colombia. The only good thing is probably going to be the market. Oh yeah, everyone... The only Germans are producing art in this world, and Indians. Everyone else is just kind of lagging behind. Yeah, high military, alright, but why then high government wages, which is like... Even... The military wages don't even matter that much. So that's fine, I suppose, but... Who are they even fighting even? I guess the nations in... Yeah, they are incorporating Costa Rica. Yeah, now Brazil is gonna enjoy some support from Mexico with exchanging their spot in tier list. Yeah, still is alright. Paper is a bit expensive. Probably should want more paper in the American market. Coal is expensive, but that's fine. Explosives will probably be needed more soonish, but for the moment it's fine. Wood is very nice. Tools are also very cheap. Yeah, and oh my god, that iron price. Oh, what I would do for that iron price. I think I need to start trading with the Americas. Oh, they took Haiti, that's right. What's their fleet? Well, it exists. Which is probably more... It's probably stronger than the Austrian fleet, so I shouldn't be saying anything, but you know, I can. Their GDP is like between Gran Colombia and Brazil. I have no clue why they're building this many units. At least like gold mines probably should have priority simply because of how much money they give you immediately. They could use some more universities. There's some radicals, but they're mostly in the states that they conquered, so it's not really relevant. They're going for a steam donkey, which will probably give them nothing. The steam donkey, it is a tech that gives you a production method that lowers the amount of workers you need, but at this point of the game I really don't think they will benefit anything at all. I think they're confusing this with the water tube boiler, which to be fair is an easy mistake to make, but honestly, other than that they're not doing too bad on tech. That's a pretty good thing for them. Military, it's... Yeah, they don't have skirmishers, that's pretty bad. And they're very far from shrapnel artillery. No company, no central archives, pharmaceuticals, so that's something. What are they trying to get now? Laissez-faire, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think Mexico is... I wonder where it's gonna go. Let's put it this way. So definitely it would normally be like this, but it's gonna be like this. Thank Bismarck. There's still Tale. How do you, it's the French surname, so I have no clue how you pronounce it. tolerant? Probably not. So this one is also possibly going to do something. And it didn't fire once, I don't think. Japan, so one of the nations I have no clue how they work. No debt, a lot of loyalists, no radicals. Very high literacy, they have like third highest literacy, but first highest for like the relevant nations. That's very nice. Still traditionalism, isolationism, land-based taxation, tenant farmers, professional army, that's something, religious schools, closed borders. Yep, they're still waiting. They do have highest taxes and still no radicals, that's good for them. Could probably drop wages unless they need it for some reason, but probably not. But the Heimin are pissed off for some reason. Oh yeah, they have special Buddhist moralists. Guess they don't like citizenship. How is it different from the normal? Oh right, minus 100%. What? Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty strong, I have to say. Where did you even get those radicals from? From the political movements, almost exclusively. Oh my god. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's almost funny. They're producing decent amount of tools, I think. Yeah, number 9. I mean, their population is not that much to be like Qing, so they just have raw mass of tiny production. And tools are always worth something. I think they're somewhere, yeah, top 10 in iron as well. It's a good, decent start. Some gold mines, could get a few more, which would be always nice. Just free money. Decent amount of troops, but that's like not really that relevant. Oh, and only now they're starting to build their universities. Perhaps they couldn't afford them before? Oh, it's normally minus, but they're powerful, so it goes to 100. Is it like the expected behavior? Or is it not really what's supposed to happen? Yeah, universities are coming, which should do a decent boost of innovation, though they already have a pretty huge university in Kanto. Is it like 10 levels of university? Yeah, 9 levels. And it's going to 20. Is it worth it to just stack them in one place like this? I think it would be slightly more optimal to spread them out a bit because of the qualifications bonus. Though maybe I do not understand how qualification works, and like 100% is not that it's sometimes better. Yeah, paper mills are a solvable issue. Though there are definitely some issues. The Japanese market is not perfect. Probably, not sure if we could find someone to import coal. Definitely could find someone to import groceries, but probably difficult because of laws. Paper prices also, it's like not too bad. It's livable for the time being. Wood and iron are very nice. Oh, that's super cool. Yeah, that's one thing. At least no one is stealing your iron. Like, how much iron I'm exporting? Yeah, exporting 500 coal. Only 200. Wait, iron is this cheap in... Did I reset the game after playing a bit as Persia? I'm not sure if I did. I better do it right now. I think some minor things might have been changed from how they're supposed to be. But well, never mind. The list is objective anyway, so... Let's see. No, I'm just... Oh, okay. I guess I wasn't really paying attention at the end of the session. Yeah, qualities don't really matter because of base literacy, but I guess you get a bit more innovativeness from stacking the universities, but also it's not that much of a difference. Oh, maybe it's better to stack them if you have such high literacy. Especially since you have like not that many states in all things considered as Japan. Especially like you can focus on just 3 and it would be pretty good. I have no idea how the journal entries work, so I'm not even gonna get into that. It's interesting that it gives the outline of the player that plays in multiplayer. It's kind of dumb, honestly, because I have to keep adding interest groups because not everyone has them, but I guess it's a way to approach things. Yeah, Japan basically is still waiting. They have a lot of laws they need to amend eventually. I get the radical things is pretty interesting. So where should I put them? Yeah, I guess if Qing is in B, Japan is definitely in a better position than Qing. So I guess that makes them in the first not great power that goes into an A tier. I think it's only fair. I think they have very solid foundations for industrialization, but pretty much they're already industrializing with all those techs. And they're very high literacy as well. That's gonna be super nice. Now Great Britain. I wonder if Egypt or Tussies are gonna be the last nations. They have surprisingly high debt, but they're paying like 6k interest, so it doesn't really matter much, but that does mean they don't have that much money to spend in case of a crisis. So I would probably prefer to have a bit lower. It's basically how much risk you're willing to tolerate. I would prefer to have a bit lower debt, especially since what? I mean, I guess they have a fair amount of radicals, but most of them are in colonies. So they shouldn't really matter that much. Yeah, they could end over 100k, just like France. They have 67 construction sectors, which is more than France or Germany, but I think that's still less than Russia. About the same as Russia. Yeah, Russia has more. And it shouldn't have. They have a lot of production, obviously, in just the Great Britain alone. Top in a lot of things. Tools. How much prestige they get from being top in 300, which is actually about the same as Qing, interestingly enough. 100 textile mills, god damn it. Building more steel mills. They do have more motor industries than I do, but they do not have the throughput bonus, at least, so that's something. They are building... They have a lot of stuff queued, and honestly it seems kind of all over the place. Eventually they're gonna be focusing on administration. And then back to just stuff. I guess it's like the way. As long as you're building something, it's usually not bad. Quick look through their laws. They probably didn't change much because they already had decent ones. They went for guaranteed liberties, private stuff as they were going for from the beginning, poor laws, rights of assembly. I think that's one that changed, which is always nice because of the tech bonus. Wait. Oh, yeah, they are expanding all of their institutions at the same time, and they're only. Yeah, I think they will need to change the queue a bit because this stuff will take a bit of time, and the institutions are expanding already. I guess it takes a bit more time than I. No, it's to level 4. They will work it out, I'm pretty sure, eventually. Yeah, the British market is definitely better than it was last session, though still not perfect. Yeah, probably everyone is using the dynamite at this point. Yep. They're even using some rail transportation, but as you can see, it's like still better everywhere to just not use it. And are they subsidizing the? It's publicly traded, the railways. And yeah, there's all losing money. Yeah, all the railways are losing money, and all the businesses are losing money from using this transportation anyways. Maybe the railways are not fully operated. No, they are subsidized anyways. Yeah, it's hard to use tickets. Maybe it's too early in the game. Decent sized army, but like compared to France or Germany, it's still not enough. Even I have more, though they probably have better tech, I assume. No, they do not have shotgun artillery, which I expected them to have, to be honest. Let's see the techs. Oh yeah, of course, by the way, the British market has Ottomans and Persia in the method, like, because that happened. So I really don't think the Ottomans are bringing much to the table. Persia is mostly just giving opium to send to Qing. And we'll see what, Simon, because there's a bit of delay, so I'm not sure what were you referring to. Let's see, technology. Production, I assume there would be the first in everything, but not really. I think they were more clearly ahead of everyone in the previous session. They do have enough universities, but I think the difference kind of leveled out, and they are behind both France and Germany, and especially Germany. Germany is far ahead on Miltech. They are doing pretty well. They're doing okay on society, but not perfect. So yeah, Great Britain obviously still very powerful, very strong, but the difference between the other powers like France and Germany is definitely going down. And we'll see. Well, at least I think the Navy is still unchallenged, though France was less than 50%, I think, last time, or about 50%. Now they're getting to like 75% of the British fleet, so it's starting to get there. Definitely still A tier. They would have to fall quite a bit to be down. Okay, Tolleron tolerant, maybe trick. It's going to make the next nation go one tier up. If it's someone who ends up in A, it's going to be on the S tier nation probably. 2 Sicilies. Lucky you. Let's see. Those 2 Sicilies pretty much stuck with the Italian color from the beginning. They are losing their major power status, which doesn't bode well for their ambitions to become great power in the next session. We'll see how it goes though. Interesting government. Oh yeah, it's Paramilitary Republic, probably because of the Regimento, Professional Army, still state religion and national supremacy, though I guess in Italy it doesn't matter that much. Good tax, tech, law, dedicated police force, nice, though I guess not really relevant in this case. Religious scriptures are alright, and no healthcare system, and yeah, nothing that much changed. Education is on max level, but it's still not that high. Oh, you removed your army, which you did why? Max taxes already, so a decent debt, which with interest of 10%, that's 10% is not much. Probably would want to avoid losing that major power status though, because it would increase the interest rate quite a bit. Oh, you're paying to Sardinia Piedmont probably to like get a obligation or something. So yeah, that's one of the reasons. Oh, you want them to stop being threatened. Oh, okay, yeah, probably should have thought of other things first, maybe. 27. Yeah, you had like 60, 70 battalions, I think. I don't think Sicily's economy is particularly focused on anything. Maybe decent iron production? Yeah, definitely for their own market at least. Looks like we'll have to start importing. Though I have low iron prices somehow too, so maybe not really that relevant. Food prices are high because it's annoying to keep food produced, because you have to have some of the fields on fruit, and that's annoying to not have everything on the same production method. Paper is a bit high, could probably remove some of that spending just with some paper mills, though apparently your construction queue is quite busy. 27 construction sectors with 3 being built with such low prices of iron. Yeah, definitely I think you can afford this. And yeah, 30, it puts you very close to the 3 majors in here, who are have way too low construction sectors, but that doesn't change the fact that that's how many they have. So yeah, getting some more universities. Probably will need a bit more, but that's gonna be pretty close, though it's not a really pressing issue. All of those barracks, the barracks are built quick, but it's still gonna take a bit of time. Just look at tech. One company, and that company is Dice, which also gives bonus to silk. Which I suppose, let's see what the Italians are doing with their, yeah, they're exporting it massively. Mostly to the British market, but by far to the British market. That's interesting. Alright on society tax, but obviously not great, not behind, let's say, not terribly behind. On military, it's pretty close to South America level. Fortunately, they do have percussion cap at least. That still means they're pretty far from shrapnel artillery, and people are already going. Like, Germany could research trench infantry already. which obviously like Germany should be ahead, but that's worrisome. And in industry, not that great either. The whole dynamite tree is still quite far. Mechanized workshops. What do mechanized workshops give that people are taking this? Textile mills, furniture. Isn't that good? I'm not sure. I've saw a few people research it, and I don't really think that's that useful. This compared to stuff like dynamite, intensive agriculture, even Bessemer process, though I guess you probably need it more later in your expansion of economy. The tech is not looking that great, though I guess it will be boosted. Everything could be boosted quite a bit once Piedmont and Lombardy joins Italy. That will be a healthy boost to GDP and basically everything. Oof. My small arms industry pretty much wholly going to Italy. Feels rough, buddy. I guess if I put stuff like France and Germany on the A tier, and two Sicilies are actually getting close to their level with the constructions, and they could afford like more than 3, probably 6 or 7 more construction sectors as is. Yeah, actually with no military the wages don't matter that much. Let's look at the tier list, who is where. No, but are two Sicilies doing that better than Spain? Maybe they're on the same level as Spain, which means they go into A tier. Which is, you know, justice. Only 4 left. Sweden. Oh, I didn't show you. Well, Sweden. A small debt, but no loss of money. Building a lot of stuff, varied stuff. 13 construction sectors, which is not that many. How many Spain do they have again? I think they have pretty low amount. 25, yeah, that's quite similar to cities actually. The laws are probably pretty decent from the start. Oligarchy. They start with oligarchy. They're going for national guard, which is interesting for the small population. They have laissez-faire per capita, which is nice. Tenant farmers. Yeah, they have actually colonies, religious schools, and charity schools. The charity hospitals. I guess they start with those, which is interesting. They didn't go for more healthcare. They did boost education as much as possible. Probably should think about increasing healthcare. For a small nation, that would be not that much bureaucracy. Yes, 30 bureaucracy cost per investment level. They could expand it right now. Do they have the bureaucrats? Yeah, appointed bureaucrats. Probably should just take them because it's almost free already. They could get a bit more money, but that's pretty tight already. Yeah, they just don't have that much income. Probably most of their... Yeah, they're mostly focusing on producing a ton of iron and I guess exporting it mostly to Germany, I assume. Yeah, 8th producer, ahead of Belgium. Market. yeah, half of their ion is going to German, British, Russian, yeah, to everyone, and they still have 500 left open. The market is not looking too bad. Of course, could use more tools, more paper, more wood, more coal, but it's not too out of proportion. The price is alright. Army is tiny, but that's what you'd expect. They need more. Oh, they probably. How are they doing so well on tech if they have so little innovation? Is really the technology spread that much important than what you are focus researching? They could. Maybe they don't need dynamite with how much iron they already have. Reinforced concrete, of course, very nice. They're very good on production, I think. Military, in the end, not too bad. They could get sharp little artillery soon, and they're not too far from trench or the advanced tactics training. So that's pretty good. And society. Not too bad. They probably would want. Oh, that's malaria prevention is way better than I thought. They do have dialectics, but they're not really pushing. No, they're. And I think no, never mind. The institution for education is to the top. Yep. Never mind. And they're going. They are actually going for dynamite and then rotary valve engine. I'm surprised. I need to read up how much literacy counts for innovation. Is it really that much more important than pure innovation you get from tech? I guess they, on average, get more innovation from literacy than they get from universities, but still they probably should build them eventually. And they are not doing that right now, anywhere. So they're just, other than doing their iron thing, their market is okay, but they're not really exporting anything else from what I can see. So I think Sweden will go into C tier, to be honest. Sweden is not that hot. I don't have Kinin for this, so yeah, that's something. And we're almost finished. Is it going to be USA? Nope. It's Belgium. Egypt might actually be last. Which is good because I have to reload save at that time. Yeah, Belgium has more than double the GDP of Netherlands. Despite having... And they do have slightly higher population, and I do not believe they start with higher population. They are losing a bit of money and they have a debt, but it's nothing out of control for the time being. Fair amount of radicals, possibly from discrimination? Nah. Wallonian and Flemish are all good, it's just colonial. States, and that's significant pops, but probably unincorporated states, so they're not really as strong. Total separation, so and cultural. They have actually pretty good laws. They once they get human rights, they could go for multiculturalism and solve their issues of. Oh, the will is okay. Thanks for pointing that out. They could accept every pop pretty much. They have national militia. Which, well, since they're not really building their army, I guess is better, but it's not like there would be a significant, that would be, at this point, that would be as strong as World War One Belgium, assuming they do not get overwhelmed in the first week. Which is a possibility, of course. Yeah, maybe national militia is not a bad idea. They have private schools and private health insurance, which I'm not exactly sure how it's calculated. I think they would need a bit more standard of living for the lower strata to be affecting them. But maybe that's the way. Free trade, interventionism, not laissez-faire. Not many changes. And here they do have right of assembly, so they do not get the censorship penalty. I thought it was minus 20% from censorship. So I think there's something else that also gives this closed borders. There's something else. Oh yeah, I think isolationism. Yep. Mexico is already done for this. Where did I put it? I think I put it. You had some interesting moves in your game, but it's not too bad. Belgium is, when it comes to raw resources, producing a decent amount of iron and coal. They actually, yeah, no, it's showing France because they're in the French market. Still, they're number 9. Pretty sweet. They have dynamite, which, yeah, reminds me every time that I should probably have that as well. 21 constructor sectors, which is more than Sweden on Denmark, which Denmark is not much of a contest, but that's getting close to like 2cc list level. So they also can, it's like basically their limit. Actually, I wonder how they're doing on this one, on peasants. Out of peasants in Wallonia. They still have a bit in Flanders, but eventually, and Wallonia is their place where all of their mining is done. Belgium might be reaching the limits of their industry at some point. I think an isolated. Why is it isolated? Wait, what? Why is it isolated? Maybe it's just because of the pause? Well, Felix found out how to do stuff. So yeah, Mexico is now in the A tier. Oh, no port. Okay. I didn't even realize that that's how it works. That like you actually have to port to even be considered connected. It's not like considered that if there's the port are like industrial connections and you can have just a basic connection without a port, but I guess the ports have a production method that symbolizes not industrial harbors. Yeah, Belgium definitely going strong, but I feel like they are running out of space in what they have currently. Pretty good on production tech, almost finishing reinforced concrete, very nice. They are going for ironclads. I need to check again, does anyone have ironclads? Because it kind of looks like no one has. Okay, build tech, like most people are, only France and Germany I think are ahead of what's this. And society is looking fine, not ahead though, no nationalism, which is not like important tech in itself, but it does lead to a lot more other stuff eventually. Can you check this? They don't have ironclads. Hey, Hammerhold, being thankful for his Brazil position is subscribing with Prime. Tech. No, I'm pretty sure no one has ironclads in this game yet. Which I guess is fair enough considering Navy. It's not that important, I feel. Especially in with setups like most powers do not really need naval connections. Germany, Austria, Russia. France needs it, but it's the second fleet. So, yeah, Portugal could use some fleet, but it's so small it can barely afford to do anything. So, okay, I was talking about Belgium. I think Belgium is still in A tier considering how strong it is, but it might be going down next session. I have a feeling. I think they are running out of space to industrialize in their core lands. They are kind of running out of money at this point because there's not much space for expansion, and their colonial efforts are pretty far from paying back in any way. They are doing a lot of it at once though. And maybe this, I'm not sure how much immigration they could potentially get to their core lands, or how viable building industry in colonies is. Probably not that much for both. So I feel like Belgium will be trying some mud plays soon to fix. I wouldn't be surprised if someone was trying to expand to the Netherlands. Though of course, I guess France would be hitting Germany, so maybe they will be in on it. We'll see. Okay. So the last roll of the roulette. Pretty sure it's gonna be USA. Easiest prediction in my life. There's a lot of debt in USA and not that much income currently. There is a lot of minting. There's probably... Why is there so much minting? I guess maybe other GPs have that much and they just wasn't paid attention. Yeah, what are the taxes? Oh, yeah, I guess the taxes and the wages could be... Yeah, that's all fixable. Yeah, they probably have laissez-faire and are great power, so their interest is, yeah, 7%. Oh, they do not have laissez-faire. The interest is actually 20k. So 3 times what UK has. Yeah, definitely, probably USA could build more constructor sectors. As is, they are behind the the lagging trio of France, German Empire and Austria-Hungary, who all have around 40-45 construction sectors and all have way too few. And USA probably could build, like, honestly, with this much money, they have barely any radicals. I have no clue how the slave economy affects their calculations, though slaves do not pay taxes, so what do you care about that? Probably should build a lot more construction sectors. Building more administration. Actually, let's look from the top. Racial segregation, who would have thought? National militia, which I guess for them is fine. Public schools, public healthcare. Alright. Slave trade. Because, yeah, America either has to have slave trade or not free slaves or public healthcare. You cannot have both. Right of assembly, always nice. Agrarianism, which I guess they're not going for actually, it doesn't really matter that much. Interventionism is for most purposes pretty much the same as agrarianism. I'm not sure why I looked at the interventionism is kind of better, but it honestly probably isn't that much different. Pretty nice institutions. Yeah, they produce decent amount of tools. Let's actually look at their market again. Yeah, steel and paper are a bit low, but that's pretty easy to work out. Paper probably should be a bit of a priority just to save on, though they do have enough money. Yeah, I'm pretty sure with the slaves still being present, the investment pool, it's not that big. Hard to say if it's just staying on that low and it's just pretty much on the equilibrium, or is it going down? Hard to say from this like snapshot. Though with the combined with the credit low investment pool, that's not the ideal state for liquidity of the United States. It's not perfect, definitely. Yeah, the American population doubled pretty much from almost doubled from the beginning of the game. Yeah, let's see at the ruler stuff, which is supposed to be like the American specialty. Not a significant producer of iron, United States. Okay. What? Probably. Apparently, they're not a big producer of wood either. Yeah, number 4. Let's be honest, that's not very impressive. What are they producing? Tobacco? I guess they're producing a lot of tobacco. And a good amount of maize farms, but I thought they were cotton pads. Oh, of course, cotton. Yeah, they're number 2 producer of cotton, but is cotton like that important? I think everyone pretty much either has 5% over or really low cost of cotton. Doesn't seem to be that much of an issue, to be honest, in the economic system of the game, at least to me. The industry of the United States, let's look at their technology. Production, it's about average for the great powers. Maybe even slightly above average, because they're getting dynamite pretty soon from spreading, and they're pretty close to shift work. Looks like, yeah, they've been building universities. Could still build 10 more. Definitely would be a good investment. Do not have ironclads like everyone else. Not great mill tech. No, not too much behind. Like everyone is within 3-4 techs in mill tech. And in society, yeah, in society it's looking good. Though how relevant it is to them, it's a different question. What does shift work do? What I was saying. Oh yeah, what does shift work do? Increases economy of scale. I guess. Should be showing up here. Yeah, 9% from 10 buildings. Yeah, they would need to. So you need 40 buildings to be at max economy of scale. It doesn't really seem like an important priority for the USA. And I think like with the local prices everywhere, you kind of the game kind of pushes you to spread stuff like tool workshop or paper mills, because there's probably going to be stuff using tools or paper in every province, because you have the administration or like fields using those. And I guess pushing the later parts of the chain to be with better profitability would be better, but maybe they're also doing tools for exports, so yeah, they have much more widespread paper. Honestly, I'm not that impressed with the United States. I do not know what's the supposed curve on when the United States stop becoming like a slightly better Canada and start being a superpower they're supposed to be. And they're looking that great. Like, of course, they're way more powerful than anyone else in the Americas, but compared to... Actually, they have the GDP of the great powers in Europe, but they are far behind India or Qing, and like the military is not that great. Navy is pretty weak. Yeah, I think Texas was supposed to be Mexico. Was it? What happened with that? Honestly, it hurts me to say it, but I think USA B tier, as it is. It's currently the only great power in the B tier, but that's only because Austria is in C. You move a nation on a tier list by one step, so that means yeah, so that means United States is not gonna be the only B tier great power, it's gonna be a C tier great power. Yeah, hopefully 1,000 nulls is not too little, because yeah, I hope there's not going to be too many changes. Maybe we'll see for the next time. Okay, USA are going down. I thought you were guys saving it for Egypt, but that's how it's going. Not sure what's gonna happen when there's only one left. Yee! That's actually cool that you can just roll with just one name. And which one is it? It's Egypt! Wow! Who would have thought? Okay, let's see. Is Kimmy here? I'm gonna go and ping him. He wanted some things to tell me.
Time for me to butt in.
Okay, yeah, you're here.
Yes.
So, should I just wait to integrate the rebellion first, or is there anything to talk before?
Just a disclaimer that the state of Egypt is kind of distorted because of AI control over the nation for a few minutes.
Oh, right.
And then due to the revolution, so there will be some explanations that will have to be made by me. Yes.
Well, actually, Felix, the only way to use the console, you have to like start the game in the debug mode. Like you have to change something. It's not available by default. It's kind of annoying. Good thing they at least have the switch country button. Okay,
well, you could as well
let's let the game play a bit and at least annex the revolution. There's no point talking about the...
Well, the revolution is ticking down very fast.
Yeah, so it's fully occupied, so it should be just a few weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Wait, what? They picked the wrong... No. It's the right Egypt.
Yes, you have the unbroken flags.
Okay.
For the annexation. Right.
Okay, so let's look at the professional army is nice, no schools, no healthcare system, dedicated police force, which means probably changed from the local police at some point.
Yes. Yes, that was a demand by the military, which controls the government, for me to change to the police force.
Yeah, because you're a
So
monarchy, but your ruler is in the armed forces, so it's pretty easy to have them in government. Decent taxation
Yes.
law, agrarianism, which is pretty okay. You have poor laws.
Yes.
The welfare.
Sorry.
You have welfare.
Yes, that was a demand, a popular demand, a movement.
Oh yeah.
Which promised me almost 1 million loyalists if I.
Oh okay. Yeah. Well,
If I passed
the graph looks pretty interesting on the loyalists, but I guess they have been there for a while. Right of assembly, which is pretty nice, probably got the same thing with as the welfare. Because
yes,
it
right of assembly.
yeah,
Right of assembly is a law that Egypt starts with.
It's start. Okay, that's interesting. It's like the only nation in the middle.
Yes,
I guess they have closed borders, but you cannot leave, but you can hang out in the streets if you want. Okay, that's how it works.
Yes, Egypt has a very interesting composition of laws. Well, regarding closed borders and other laws, now that I've defeated the revolution, I think the landowners which are driving the revolution should be crippled power-wise.
Yeah,
So,
the problem is the farm folk are pretty strong now, and they actually everyone else is so weak. Let me see your yeah, armed forces and religion are super strong now. It might not be that easy, unfortunately.
Well, anything is better than the landowner.
Yeah, maybe you can at least weaken landowners somehow and work other stuff from there. But it's not still not ideal situation, to be honest, when it comes to laws.
I will see if I can keep a moderately legitimate government. There should a union of the armed forces and industrialists should be possible if I move the taxes
you
a
can
bit
get intelligentsia as well.
or intelligence.
Pretty decent, and yeah, armed forces wouldn't be pissed off about most stuff intelligentsia does. So yeah, that's something. But it's just that you will have like 10% to change anything, and maybe if you get some. No, you cannot get agitators because of the closed borders. Never mind. Yeah.
I want to use that window that I have with the defeat of the landowners to pass at least some reforms. So
yeah, it's gonna be tough though, just simply because of the low percentage chances. You might be able to do something though. It's like your best chance. The economy though is doing pretty fine. Yeah, the wages are high for military, I guess, because of the war, but you can have plus 30k and no debt already, so probably you could even get more. You have only 4 construction sectors, and they're on the first step.
Yeah,
as well.
The construction. Oh, yeah, that's work of the AI.
Might have been
I had
AI.
8 before. I had 8 before running on partially iron and partially wooden. That was also the work of the AI, which reset the production methods, but they can be built fast.
You could also get a few more universities to increase your gain of innovation by almost 50%. So actually by over 50%.
I was considering that, but I was kind of limited by.
Yeah, I guess with how much construction you have, there are other priorities right now. How are you doing on producing wheat? Not a significant producer of grain. Interesting.
I've got that American investment agreement that they would fund me, and
no one is paying you right now. Yeah.
Yes.
Sulfur, iron, tobacco. Not a significant producer of tobacco. Yeah, there's some industrialization yet to be done. You do have quite a bit of opium, probably not. Yeah, you're actually number 4 producer of opium, which is interesting. Interesting that France is number 5, and then Afghanistan, of course. Some things never change.
I think I'm exporting to you. Your Austria-Hungary.
Yeah, you're exporting like 5 opium to me because, like in theory, my pops could use opium instead of liquor. but because they do not see enough opium, they don't want to buy it because it's too expensive, and then the trade route doesn't expand because there's not enough demand. So it's a bit unfortunate that you cannot really import stuff like this to sell to your pops when they have an alternative at least. That's kind of strange in a way. Like if I got a few trade agreement and then maybe removed some of them, then they could build up maybe. But yeah, if there's alternative, then you need, there's some things to fix as well in the market. You're already importing a lot of fertilizer, but still do not have enough. You could increase your production of fertilizer by a lot from the wool production. It would actually wouldn't cost you almost anything.
Yes, I think that's part of the AI work.
It wouldn't actually
the revolution changing.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that much actually, but at least something.
I think I had it turned on actually, producing.
Yeah, it seems like for most of them it is turned on. Other than that, actually, coal is a bit expensive and wood, but tools are pretty decent price. Iron is very nice price. Oh my god. Yeah, you're not importing as much iron as you used to from me. Probably because of the change of construction method. And
also because I think the Ottoman-Egyptian War, which destroyed all of my convoys, which kind of limited my exports.
They're back now. In terms of tech, it's not terrible, but you're only now getting railways. I guess you don't really need dynamite because you don't have that much production, and you have at least the intensive agriculture, which is the most important thing. You could get the improved fertilizers if you got all the universities in like 8 years, maybe 7 years. If you're trying to be an agrarian power, I guess it's not too bad as it is right now. Military for well, you don't have skirmishers yet. So
yes, I plan to get them in the previous session, but then I got the American.
Yeah, you will get them in a year anyways because of the spreading, but
I put it off.
Still, I guess for like compared to Persia, which only barely has line infantry, then it's not too bad. But even compared to the Ottoman tier of Ottomans. Oh, and I see the society tech tree was the one taking the brunt of things. You do have central archives, which is very nice, but no corporation yet, and it's
that we should get that from the tech osmosis.
Yeah, but the tech osmosis is dependent on your literacy, and that's not too high either. So you might not be catching up for the time being. Probably should.
Well, nevertheless, all the bad things that happened, I consider it my fairly big success that I managed to get rid of serfdom finally. Which is the reason why the revolution was going on.
One of maybe your priorities should be getting any scholarly institution, to be honest, at this point, because I think your literacy might be. India probably has lower. India or China probably have lower literacy. India has higher by like 1%. And Qing has lower by 4. Still, it's not it's the very end of the literacy ranking. Okay, where should Egypt go? It's definitely stronger than Persia, and Persia would normally be in C tier, so I guess Egypt then goes into B. And that's gonna be all nations. After over 3 hours of ranking, hopefully someone dies next time, so it's gonna be a bit faster. Well, actually, Ottomans are probably not gonna be on the list anymore, and Netherlands, if they're still not played, probably either, so at least it's gonna be a bit faster. You guys been talking about Tahiti? What? Oh yeah, so as Japan, you get to choose between minus 100% radicals if the church is powerful to plus 20% authority. Wow. Great. What a choice. And the Eastern Islands. If I only remembered where the Eastern Islands are. And I don't think I do.
I think you can search for it. Press F, I think.
I got it. It's next to Tai. Is it considered Tahiti?
Oh.
Oh yeah, you can see the the heads. Nice. Yeah, okay, so the fully objective and 100% reflective of your playstyle and lifestyle in general. The tier list is finished. It's gonna be now saved and put on the chat.
Ranking took almost as long as the session itself.
Yeah. Okay, thanks guys for hanging out, and see you next week on the actual game.
Bye bye.